All right, folks, in today's edition of The Woke Gone Wild, the University of Pennsylvania has nominated transgender swimmer Leah Thomas for the NCAA's Woman of the Year Award. Let's bring back our panel to discuss, Ford O'Connell and Melanie Collette. Ford, what do you think?
I think that UPenn has decided to double down against its anti-women agenda. There is nothing brave about a biological man competing against biological women in sports. It's an unfair advantage, and the facts are indisputable. But somehow academic institutions continue to go against biological sanity. It's beyond me.
Yeah, you know, it is interesting, and you're an educator, Melanie. It is these educational institutions, mostly colleges right now, that have gone so woke and so left-wing. Now, I understand you're going to get liberal ideas in college, and that's where you should go and learn about all kinds of things that maybe you think are wacky. But this, it's almost like you're wrong to criticize them, and all you're doing is use common sense. Leah Thomas is not the same as the other women who were swimming.
That's correct. And because I'm an educator and because I believe in knowing what I'm talking about and looking things up, I went to WebMD to see what a transgendered woman or person was. And you know what WebMD says that was most recently reviewed by a doctor? It says a person in 2021, it was most recently reviewed. It says a person who has a strong sense, intense feeling that they are another gender. You know what WebMD does not say? It does not say that they are the other gender. It does not say that. It's and also...
So how should we interpret that?
So we should interpret that to mean that that's a dude. That's what we should interpret that to me. I'm sorry.
That's a dude. Yeah, exactly. And he is. And even if he goes snip, snip.
And I'm going to tell you one more thing. As the only woman on this panel today.
Yes.
If you were to wake up tomorrow in a woman's body and do that for a month, any man, trust and believe me, you'd be begging to go back to a man's body 2 weeks. Trust me.
Okay. I feel like there's a deeper conversation there. But Ford, let's move on to this. There is this other transgender woman who impregnated 2 inmates who's been removed from a New Jersey female prison. 27-year-old Demi Minor has been transferred to a Garden State. Well, you know the story. So this woman, gets a couple women pregnant. That's where we are right now, Ford.
This is, again, what happens when you deny biological sanity. Who would have thought that a man would have impregnated 2 women in prison and then had to be moved? Shame on New Jersey prisons and New Jersey legal authorities for buying into the woke agenda, because they're not keeping anyone safe. All they're doing is denying reality, and reality came true. Why? Because they impregnated 2 women. A dude, as Melanie might put it, in a New Jersey prison.
All right. Finally, a federal judge in Tennessee has temporarily blocked the Biden administration's directive that would allow trans students and workers to use bathrooms and locker rooms that correspond with their gender identity. The judge ruling that the directive would make it impossible for states to enforce their own rules on the matter. Melanie, we only have like half a minute. I'm too confused I read the story. It's too hard to keep track. I don't even know what's going on.
I am so glad you said that, because I thought that I was relatively smart, and I was like, what are they talking about? I'm so confused.
I don't know what they're talking about. I really don't. I'm reading the story and I'm thinking, I can't keep track.
I thought it was just me.
They're trying to change Title IX for transgender bathrooms because they know Congress won't do it.
It's just the world used to be so much simpler. I watched I Dream of Jeannie. I knew I wanted to know more about it. That's all, okay? So, Ford O'Connell, Melanie Collette, thanks for joining us. Coming up, folks, would you live in a shed to get rid of debt? We're going to talk about how a couple turned their lives around after this.